Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. It's been such a long time since I've jumped in front of the camera for the Artisan company, so it feels good to be in front of the camera today. Been wanting to jump on for a really long time. There's heaps of information we want to get out there, but we've just been so super busy and it's just a balancing of time. But I have good reason to jump in front of the camera today to talk about the new Artisan metallic glides. Which are joining the Metallic Alchemy family. So in the Metallic Alchemy range, we've currently got the metallic creams and the metallic glazes, which I know many of you are enjoying using and exploring all the possibilities that those products provide. And now we're adding the metallic glides to the range. For some of you out there who I've spoken to, I know some of you have been waiting a really long time for the metallic glides to be released. So it feels great to finally have it out there. So today's video is really to talk about the metallic glides, how to use it, why you would use it, when to use it, what you can use it on. So hopefully this video will cover all of that and give you a really good insight to the Artisan metallic glides and how you can use it at home. So the range at the moment, the metallic glides come in 4 different colours, and I've glided over some raw pebbles here to show you the colours. So the pebbles work really well, I think, because I can put it over the whole surface and you can get a really good sense of what the colours are. So the first one I'm going to show you is the Metro Silver. So this is the Metro Silver. It's not too bright of a silver and it's not too dark. It kind of sits somewhere in between. It's a very kind of chic silver. It's also available in the champagne, the Vienna champagne, which is a champagne gold. So it's kind of, in between gold and silver. And on some colors it will appear a little bit more gold, and some colors it will appear kind of more silver gold. So depending on what colors you kind of use it with. So the way that we've kind of chosen the colors for the metallic glides is really a thought process behind the projects that are happening out there, making sure that there's enough in the range to kind of suit the different tones in the Artisan color palette. So the silver is really lovely. It'll come up really subtly on the lighter colors. On darker colors like starling or carbon black, there's going to be a real contrast. It's going to be quite striking and quite loud. Same with the champagne gold. It's a really soft kind of champagne gold, the Vienna gold, the Vienna champagne. And on lighter colors it will appear really lovely and soft. And then again on darker colors it'll be a lot more striking and a lot more intense. And then we have Bronzonite. So Bronzonite, I'm just going to try and shuffle these down so I can fit them all on my hand. So Bronzonite is a really lovely kind of, I describe it as kind of in between a copper and a bronze. Slightly goldy, but more kind of coppery bronze. And it will suit, I think, a lot of the kind of earthy tones that the Artisan colour palette has. Also for dark waxed finishes. So, if you're doing like an antique or an aged finish with the dark wax, the Bronzonite's going to sit on there really subtly and kind of tone in really beautifully with it. And then we've got the staple, Forgotten Gold. So Forgotten Gold is a really kind of lovely gold. It's not too bright, not too dark, but it's just kind of, your kind of classic staple in the metallic glides if you like gold. It's quite soft, and I'll be able to demonstrate all of these colors today in the video for you so you can kind of get a really good idea of what they're like. So these have actually just been done on raw pebbles, so you can see that's a natural pebble underneath and it's been applied straight over that. So what can you apply the metallic glides over? So you can apply it over porous surfaces like a pebble. You can apply it over semi-matte surfaces, but it's really been designed and developed to work over the Artisan premium chalk paint and waxes, both clear and dark. So it's a real finishing product for your chalk paint and wax projects. It can also be applied over Velvet Luxe as well, so straight over Velvet Luxe, and it'll work really beautifully on that. It is an indoor decorative product. I suppose, you know, with the Metallic Alchemy range growing so quickly, you may kind of wonder, where would I use kind of metallic glides, or should I use metallic creams, and how would I differentiate which one to go for? So the best way to kind of describe that is, if you are doing, say, a piece of furniture and you want to bring out a really kind of, you've got big bevels on your piece of furniture, the metallic cream is probably more suitable for that, because you can kind of paint over those bevels and create a really dense, full metallic finish. And there's a whole range of colours available in the metallic cream range. If you're looking to do really fine detailing, so if you've got fine detailing, maybe it's a mirror or a photo frame, or a piece of furniture that's got some intricate kind of carved detailing, that's where you'll probably go more towards the metallic glides. They're super quick and easy to do, and they work really well for kind of like that fine detailing. And when I go to do the demo today in the video, you kind of really, hopefully you grasp the idea of it. So today I've pre-painted and clear waxed quite a few different objects, and I'm going to apply the metallic glides over them. So the metallic glides come in this cute little jar. It's super small, petite, bite-sized jars. It's a 30 ml jar, but it does go really, really far. So this little jar will last you a super long time, because you don't need to use a lot of it on projects. So when you open it up, you can expect something like that in it. This one here is the Vienna Champagne. So that's a brand new, unused jar of metallic glide. And I'm going to put that down here. I've already got my 4 that I've been using, so these are the ones I'm going to be using today. So in front of me today, I've got a head vase to start off with. This has been painted in Starling with the Artisan clear wax. And I've also got 2 cameras today. So I've got one up here, and I've got one kind of down the bottom. And it's just so that you can really see what I'm doing. Hopefully that'll kind of help you to see the whole thing. So if I'm looking down, you know why I'm looking down. Now I'm looking down at the camera. It's not because, yeah, there's something weird down the bottom there or anything like that. So let's get started. So I've got my Artisan Starling and clear wax, and I'm going to first demonstrate the Forgotten Gold. So I'm going to open it up. This one's already been used. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to place my finger in here, and I'm going to kind of warm it up. Now there's lots of different ways that you can use it, like in terms of application. You can use a small detailing brush. So in the Starmeister range, there's a small detailing brush that you can use to kind of pick it up and apply over your projects. Or you can use a wax brush, and that will give you a completely different effect, and I will show you that later on in the video. Or you can use your fingers like I am. Put some gloves on, and then, pick it up with your fingers and go for it. I'm not using gloves in this video today. I'm happy to get my hands dirty. So you pick up just a small amount. See, there's not a lot on there at all. Less is more. And then you're going to warm and flatten it up, off. And I just go in circular motions, or kind of go like that in between my finger and my thumb. And it's just to kind of warm it up and flatten it off. So literally just a small amount. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my head vase, and on these high points where she's got her hair and these leaves, I'm just going to gently glide my hand over it, and it's going to pick up that detailing. And allow me to kind of highlight it in the gold detailing. So you can see there, her hair has just got a beautiful metallic shimmer. It's really easy. If I'm wanting to do fine detailing, then I'm going to grab, say, this edge of this leaf, and I'm just going to run my hand along the edge, and I've got my fine detailing. In this case, I'm going to go over the leaf like so, and I'm going to go over there and just bring out that detail in my metallic glides. And see how like that small amount has allowed me to kind of go all that way, and I'm still going. So you don't need a lot for the subtle detailing. You can also start off by going quite dense, and it's just the amount that you pick up, and then you can kind of fade it out with a clean finger down and make the top of that leaf a little bit more dense. It's super instant and super quick to do. By applying it with your fingers, you're just touching the high points of you know, your project, and really just highlighting those high points. And it's quite satisfying to see. So, you know, you can still see the paint finish underneath it, and you're really only detailing, you're adding a subtle kind of metallic detailing to it. So you can see there, you know, one side done and one side not done. So really lovely. She's got a little curl here, which I'll just bring out. And just touch that little curl, maybe a little bit more on her ear. And she's got some detailing around her face, so I might just apply a little bit on her eyelid, maybe a little bit on her lips as well. So the metallic glides is, it really just kind of glides on, which is why we've called it metallic glide. So there you go. So that's the classic, sorry, not the classic, the Forgotten Gold on the Artisan Starling with clear wax, and it just gives it a beautiful kind of shimmer. So I'm going to also now use a little bit of Bronzonite. So you can use them, you can use 2 together, you can use 3 together, or you can use 4 together. So you can kind of mix it in together. I love kind of using, you know, 2 on a project, just to give it a little bit more depth. So this is Bronzonite, and I'm just going to go over maybe just some areas, just to give a little bit of depth to her. And it's as simple as placing it on your finger and then lightly touching it. You have a little bit of play with the metallic glides. It does glide really lovely, but it sets really quickly too. So it'll kind of be touch dry in about, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how thick you put it on. But if you're kind of applying it the way that I'm applying it now, with like little to nothing on your fingers, and you're just gliding it through, about 20 minutes. It'll set fully in 24 hours. So really, really quick, dry, super quick, and it's very, very, very instant. So hopefully you can kind of see that. So that's Forgotten Gold with a little bit of Bronzonite through it. on a dark colour. So really it's as simple as that. There's nothing more to it. So you can see that if, you know, if this was a mirror or if it was a frame, it's really super quick and easy to do. You just kind of glide it over all that detailing and you're done. So I'm going to put that to one side. And the next one I want to demonstrate is I want to show you Bronzonite on its own. So I always put the lids on these and keep them, you know, airtight. They'll last you a really long time. So the next one I'm going to do is this one. Super happy colour. This is Tropical Lagoon with clear wax. And it's quite vibrant. It's such a cheerful colour. So I'm going to use Bronzonite on this one so you can kind of see how it goes. And I can see down in the camera it's a bit of a struggle because it's not sitting in the whole frame. So what I might do is go like this. So I'm just going to wipe my fingers and then I'm going to pick up my Bronzonite. Again, I'm going to flatten it off. I'm just going to tilt this so you can see in the camera. And all I'm going to do is touch the high points in here. It's going to give it kind of quite a patina aged look. And on a colour like this, like Tropical Lagoon, you know, it's throwing off, it's a lot more crisp, it's a lot more contrasting. So if you were to apply it over a more earthy kind of colour, it will kind of tone in with whatever base colour it is. So, you know, when you're doing a project, you always kind of want to pair your metallic glides to A, suit your home, and B, to suit the paint colour and the paint finish that you're doing, because each one will kind of work differently in terms of, you know, whether it's going to be more subtle or more strong. So that's kind of it there. So you can kind of see it's got a beautiful kind of, it's really enhanced all the detailing on that. And then I'm just going to do this edge, which is quite a good way to kind of demonstrate doing furniture. So sometimes you'll see on some of our projects, you know, around the drawers, we would, you know, sometimes bring that out in a metallic detailing. So if you say had a set of drawers or the edge of a sideboard and it's really straight, really straight kind of crisp line on the corners, what you can do is kind of use your metallic glide, just warm it up and flatten it off on your fingers. Grab that edge, just put your finger on that edge and run that metallic glide all the way along, just to kind of give it a subtle hint and really to define that edge. And again down here, so I'm just putting my finger on, and it is a really glidey product, so all you need to do to give it a natural kind of shimmer or metallic detail is run it in one long motion. You can go over it again, and that's all you need to do. So you can, on more kind of square edges, just grab it, go all the way around, on your finger. Now less is always more when it comes to the metallic glides. If you pick up too much, it's a lot harder to control, because you know, you've got a glob of product on your hand, and so you go to touch the edge and it kind of spreads. So that's why a really good tip is just to use a small amount on your finger, flatten it off so that you have better control of it. You really don't need a lot. And then there you've got your kind of edge that's been detailed in the Bronzonite, and then also the top of it that's been detailed in Bronzonite, which is really lovely. And if you wanted to, you can kind of just very lightly, with what's left of my finger, go down that pole or stick or whatever it is, and then you're done. So just really quick and simple. You're just literally gliding your hands or your brush over the raised detailing and bringing it out in metallic. So that's Tropical Lagoon and Bronzonite. So I'll just take that close up to the camera so you can kind of see. And that's the edge part. Okay. Now, another way that you can actually use this is by applying it with your wax brush. So, and I'll show you kind of what the effect of that does. So I'm just going to do it on the side. Got so many little jars here. I just need to make sure I've got the right one. So I've got, I'm going to use the Vienna Champagne. And I'm just going to pick up a small amount on my wax brush. And then I'm going to dab it off on a rag, just so that I'm not picking up too much. And then all I'm going to do is just lightly dry brush it. What dry brushing is just basically brushing a product on your project, but with, you know, you're picking up very little product on your brush, so your brush is literally dry. I'm just going to go over that section there. Pick up a little bit more. So I'm really just touching the high points. I'm giving it the, although the metallic glides can be nice and dense when you're detailing on, you know, pieces like that, it also has the ability to kind of really glide and spread out quite thinly. So by picking up just a small amount on your brush, on your wax brush, and by spreading it out, you can create that beautiful kind of finish. And then for finishes like this, I always like to use a couple of different ones. So let's go with a little bit of Bronzonite. I'm going to pick this up with my brush. And I'm going to dab it off on my rag. And then maybe with this one, I'm just going to apply it on the corners. And just really spread it out. Just spreading and blending at the same time. So there you've got the Vienna Champagne, and then the corners have been kind of done with Bronzonite, and it's just picking up those different metallic hues and really super quick and easy to do. So when you're doing a finish like this and you're brushing it and you want to spread your metallic glide over the entire surface like this, you don't need to clear wax it, because the metallic glides will seal and protect the surface. So especially like on a mirror or a photo frame or something like that, you just paint it in Artisan premium chalk paint that sticks to pretty much most surfaces, and then you apply your metallic glide over the top, and that will also work as a sealing product. So it will repel liquids, or kind of help to harden and make it durable. So once I've done that, I always kind of like to do a little fine detailing. See, it's got all this, when you're brushing it out, it's kind of really soft over the whole piece. And if you want to define some areas, so I'm going to use it kind of more in that gliding type manner to make it a little bit more dense. I've got my Forgotten Gold, and I'm just going over the top. So yes, you can layer and you can mix and merge them together and be really creative in that sense, and create really interesting kind of finishes. So I'm just going to do that edge, that edge, that edge, that edge, and with what's left over on my brush, I'm just going to go over their sides. You can see there's, you know, you use very, very little product. Just kind of goes and goes and goes. Done. So there's my photo frame. It's got the Forgotten Gold, a little bit more dense through that area. It's got the Bronzonite in the corners, and the Vienna Champagne has been lightly brushed and glided over the Carbon Black premium chalk paint, and that's the raw premium chalk paint. So really, really kind of lovely. And then we've got handles. So when you're painting your projects at home, if you're doing furniture, often the handles won't suit your new paint finish. So Artisan premium chalk paint and wax system, you can paint over handles. So a lot of customers will kind of paint over the entire piece, including the handles. And a really neat way to bring out the handles and make them pop a little bit is by using the Artisan metallic glides. Now I just kind of want to talk about this a little bit further, because in terms of, you know, gliding handles, I've already got a little bit on here. So this was a silver handle, and it's been painted in carbon black, and it's just raw carbon black. There's been no wax that's been placed on it. That's why it looks a little bit more chalky. If you're doing a full handle in, say you've got a handle the size, or, you know, a handle that you want to do completely in a metallic, you know, and have it, you know, nice and dense, one block metallic color, you're better off going over to the metallic creams and using those, because you know, they're great for like a one color kind of finish when it comes to metallics. The metallic creams are also suitable for the outdoors. It will take moisture, you know, any kind of water. It will kind of hold up really well to that. And high use kind of handles. So, you know, handles where you're going to be using it a lot. It might be something like, I don't know, kitchen cupboard handles, or a set of drawers that you use daily, that you're always kind of grabbing the handles in and out, you know, and pulling the drawers in and out. The metallic creams are really great for that. It's got a lot of strength in it, and it's great for a one kind of metallic block out on those handles. If you're using the metallic glides or detailing like this, it's really great for pieces that maybe aren't high use handles. So something like a sideboard, sometimes bedside tables, where you can apply the metallic glide over and just kind of pop it in a different color. It will last a really, really long time, but over time, you know, something like on a sideboard where you're kind of detailing the handles in a metallic glide, and it's kind of sitting there, and you every now and then open up the drawers, and that it's going to last you, you know, years. But over time, if you're using it a lot, or over time, it may have a slight kind of worn look to it, or you know, kind of more faded. It's a very natural kind of faded look, and you may need to kind of just touch up, which is no big deal, because you're literally just picking up the product and gliding it over. But that's just something to be kind of aware of, that, you know, if it is a high use piece of furniture and you're wanting to block it out in one full metallic finish, head over to the metallic creams. If it's something like a sideboard or a piece of furniture that, you know, doesn't get used daily, then the metallic glides is a great option. Or if you're wanting to do more of an aged or patinaed type look, because, you know, with those kind of looks, the more it kind of wears and is worn, the better it looks. So this handle here has is raw. If I was to just detail a little bit of it, I may have applied a clear wax over it. So I'm going to do this one maybe half in gold and half in Metro Silver. So if you're going to try and block out an entire handle with the metallic glides, put it directly onto the raw Artisan chalk paint. It's porous and it's going to grab the metallic glide and it's going to make it stay put. So I'm going to just block it right out. So that's the Forgotten Gold. Super easy to do. If I was going to just touch it very lightly and just detail it very slightly, then I would apply a clear wax, which will seal most of the surface because most of the surface is going to be exposed. And then this is Metro Silver. And just lightly, and that will just kind of very lightly, you can see that's the Metro Silver there. So, you know, there's a lot of that kind of black still showing through. It's not as dense as that. So then I would have applied a clear wax underneath because most of that carbon black is being exposed. So Forgotten Gold and Metro Silver. And then I've got this piece here, which is just some wood, and it's been painted in carbon black. It's been clear wax. So this is, I suppose, to kind of show if you did have some carved detailing, how you would go through and detail that. So again, this is really super easy. So I'm going to start with Vienna Champagne. A little bit on my finger. I'm going to try and bring this close to the camera so you can see. So there's lots of sharp edges in that on here. So all I'm going to do is touch the high points to do that fine detailing. So that's the Vienna Champagne. And it's just running your hands across those high points. And again, less is more on your fingers. And that just adds a really lovely kind of subtle look to the piece. If I wanted it more dense, then I'm going to pick up a little bit more on my hand and say I've got this leaf here. So I may start off with more product and just kind of go more full in there and then spread it out and do more of a what we call a metallic fade. So it's kind of like, there you go, so you can see it's all faded through. I'll do another one so you can see again. So this leaf here, I'm going to go more dense through here, and then I'm going to fade it through. I normally, switch over to a cleaner finger and fade it out. So you can see there. So there's lots of different ways you can detail, but that's just a really great kind of example of how you might detail some of the carved furniture. I'll just go over a little bit with the Metro Silver as well. Just here and there. So there you go. So a really big question is, you know, what if I do it and I have wobbly hands, or, you know, I make a mistake, or I use too much product? How do I kind of fix that? So the metallic glides are super forgiving. You don't need to worry too much about how you're applying it, because if you do make a mistake, I'll quickly show you. You'll just grab some of your Artisan clear wax, and it's going to work like an eraser. So grab a nice clean lint-free rag, and I kind of just wrap it around my finger, and I'll just pick up a small amount, and say I want to remove this part here. All I'm going to do is apply my, use my clear wax to rub over it, and then a clean area to remove it. Like so. See this little edge here? Say you did that edge and you didn't like it, or you made a mistake. All you're going to do is pick up a little teeny weeny bit of clear wax, rub it over, and it works like an eraser. It will remove it for you. And then a nice clean area of the rag to remove the metallic glide. The metallic glide is basically being reactivated by the Artisan clear wax so that you can remove it. And then you can go back over and redo it. So I suppose that's kind of one of the biggest fears, right, when you're doing a project, is that the fear of making a mistake or making an error. So by knowing that you can actually remove your Artisan metallic glide if you make a mistake with the Artisan clear wax, it's not, you know, the be all and end all when you're applying it. So, you know, be free and be creative when you're applying it, and don't have any fear, because you know that if you make a mistake, you can fix it. So hopefully that gives you a lot of confidence in terms of using the metallic glides. And then I've got one last piece to show you. So applying it over a semi-matte surface. So I have a frame here. It's got a painting in it. And it's an old frame. And some of you might be familiar with these frames. You know, they're a popular kind of vintage frame. I haven't even dusted this yet, so I'm going to do that. And what I'm going to do, it's a semi-matte kind of, I don't know what it's made out of, plastic, semi-matte frame. So I'm going to do it in the Vienna Champagne, and I want you to kind of just look at this section here. So on a surface like that, I can apply it straight over and just give it a bit of a lift. Hopefully you can see that in there. And it's as easy as that. So that's it with the Vienna Champagne on it. That's, see that off to the side, that's what it was before. So it just gives it a really quick and easy lift, and that's going to set and dry there really beautifully. Mirrors, decor, carved detailing on furniture, handles. It's actually very dangerous because, you know, you just end up walking around your house with a pot of metallic glide and just start gliding over things. But yeah, a simple way to add a little bit of metallic detailing to it. And these four will be available very, very soon, if not already by the time you watch this video. Alright, so that about covers the basics of metallic glides. It's a super fun product to use, it's super easy, and it's instant gratification. So, you know, I'm really excited to have this out there, and it's really awesome to have this, a product like this made and developed here, you know, locally in New Zealand. And, you know, a great finishing product for your Artisan premium chalk paint and wax finishes and velvet luxe finishes. So I look forward to seeing how you use these metallic glides in your home. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you back here soon.